So, alongside the plethora of the news that went down in the WWE yesterday, was this interview between Chris Van Vliet and the Velveteen Dream. First shout out to Chris Van Vliet, obviously, probably one of, if not the best wrestling interviewer in the world today. Not a lot of people can really give anyone a platform, especially someone like the Velveteen Dream, to come on and pretty much explain. And they always say there's two sides to every story. So the Velveteen Dream going on Chris Van Vliet's podcast and pretty much labeling everything out. This was a 1 hour plus, no holds barred, no strings, no pulls attached, whatever you want to call it. This was a straight down the wire, raw, no holds barred interview. And, in this interview, I'm not going to obviously go word for word or even really go through the specific details. I don't want to make this video too long. All this interview was again for Velveteen Dream to pretty much explain his side and explain, his and give out, in his words, the truth. And that basically made me want to make this video. Does the Velveteen Dream deserve a second chance? Does the Velveteen Dream deserve an opportunity to come back into wrestling? Granted, it might not be particularly the WWE. The WWE may look at the Velveteen Dream and say, no, we're done with you. We're not going to bring you back. You're gone. But there's other places he can go, like TNA, for example, or an independent wrestling promotion. Just strictly, at the end of the day, professional wrestling in and of itself, should Velveteen Dream come back? Does he deserve a second chance to come back to the spotlight? Because Velveteen Dream, man, at first, this guy it was a promising act. That's why when the stuff came out and ultimately when it got released, it was so it was just really saddened because this guy had such a future for him. I mean, the dude had John Cena literally say that this guy was the future star of the company, that this guy was a future WrestleMania main eventer. When you have John Cena, 16-time world champ, one of the greatest of all time, say that about you at such a young age at the time, Velveteen Dream, like 20, 21 at the time, 22, that's high praise. That's high praise, and rightfully so, because at the time Velveteen Dream had a lot what not a lot of people on the roster had, even in his colleagues down at NXT, and that was, charisma. He had that character driven to him that made you invested every time he showed up, and then he'd go in the ring, he'd show up, and he'd show out as well. So Velveteen Dream was definitely a promising act and was definitely looked at as one of the future stars of the company. But the allegations came out. The WWE just didn't care anymore, and eventually Velveteen Dream was nothing. His last few months at NXT, was just terrible, and then ultimately he would get released from the company. So again, does he deserve a second chance? This is how I feel. I'm a firm believer, in second chances, take it what you will. But I believe that if someone is genuine, if they are genuinely sorry for their past actions, if they are genuinely, you know, are they want to commit, they want to better themselves, they want to improve themselves, if they're truly genuine, and there are people like that in real life that are genuine, because I know the majority of the world is ruled with fake people. You even in this platform on YouTube, you got freaking big time YouTubers who get in these controversies and they deliver these little half-ass, fake-ass apologies. Like just a couple of months ago, early last year, you had the freaking girl, the big YouTuber girl with the ukulele. If you know, you know. I'm not gonna, say her name and all that because, like I said, I don't want to make this video too long. But the freaking girl with the ukulele with that fake ass apology, everybody knew was fake as hell. So the Velveteen Dream could have easily come on here and been that way, or he could have came off as real, And I'm not the Velveteen Dream. I'm not Patrick Clark, saying more professionally, but I do believe that if he does want to improve, and if he has changed, and he could make a comeback, and he could come back, even come back to WWE, even, because the Velveteen Dream is still relatively young. He ain't old, not even the bare minimum. So if he truly wants to change, or has changed, as he said, then I do believe they should give him a chance. And I think the WWE might, because they do it. And I know what I'm about to say right now is controversial, but Hulk Hogan, obviously, we all know what he said. I don't even need to say it, but we all know what happened. But the WWE fired him, but then years later they, brought him back. But it's got to be genuine. Don't come out here and then be a sheep in wolf's clothing or anything like that. So, but that's pretty much it, man. I got really nothing else to say. Do you guys think though that the Dream, Patrick Clark, deserves a second chance? You can put your reactions, thoughts in the comment section. But again, shout out to Chris Van Vliet for this interview, man. Like for giving him the no favorites, no bias, just giving him the platform, letting him share his story. He didn't have to do that, and he did. Like I said, I don't think a lot of other interviewers, particularly in the wrestling realm, would do such a thing. So the fact that Van Vliet was able to do that, shout out to him, man. But